Yo, what is good, y'all boys? It's Dub Man. Today I'm coming at you with another reaction video. Today I'm reacting to the best Larry Bird versus Michael Jordan story ever told. Now looky here. This video was 18 minutes long. I am not going to make no long intro. I am ready to get into this. I am going to say a lot. I might say a lot during this, you know what I'm saying? Just because, like, if it makes sense. To me personally, I really hope it's a good story. I hope it's something I didn't hear about. But man, if you're new, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below what you want me to react to next. Let me know down below who you got, Larry Bird or Michael Jordan. Like, to me, bro, I still don't know. I still don't know who's better. Like, but hey, that's a whole nother story. But don't forget to follow my Instagram at tv.dub. And let's go ahead and get into this.
NBA Hall of Famer James Worthy, who played against both Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, said, "I'd much rather play against Michael Jordan than Larry Bird. Jordan made you look slow, but Bird made you look stupid."
Telling you, bro, like, that's why when people say that Michael Jordan is better, like, bro, you have to explain to me how.
I'm not here to convince you that Larry Bird is better than Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I'll just present to you the facts and let the NBA legends who actually played against both of them tell you what they think.
People always ask me who's the hardest player I've ever had to guard. And there was Michael Jordan, George Gervin, the late, great Mike Mitchell. I mean, so many players. I always say Larry Bird. And I say this for the reason because when Michael passed the basketball, he kind of hung on his shorts and he stood off to the side. With Larry, when he passed the basketball is when he became more dangerous.
His head shaped like an egg. But bro, I'm telling you, the greatest basketball players, they can do everything. I'm telling you.
Passed the basketball is when he became more dangerous. He was either setting a pick, coming off a pick, catching the ball, passing the ball. So he was the one you always had to stay attentive to the whole 24 seconds of that offensive play for the Celtics. And, you know, he's going to get an offensive rebound. He was going to do something to help his team have the best chance of scoring at that point. So I always say as him, he didn't need the basketball to affect the game.
To the untrained eye, Michael Jordan was light years better than Larry Bird.
Bro, and I thought that until I looked at highlights and I read and I started to watch stories of Larry Bird, because growing up, everybody just said Michael Jordan was that guy. They never talked about Larry Bird, but looking at it now, how is he better? Nobody has ever told me how. I just really want that.
Simply
explain to me how he's better.
Scoring numbers were better. But in actuality, it was much closer than that because Bird affected the game in so many ways.
I saw Larry Bird one night in Phoenix. They were losing big time at the half. And they come out in the third quarter, and Larry did not take a shot, but dominated the game. He had 7 assists in the third quarter, and they came back and won the game. He could affect the game without taking a shot. Who else can you say that about to that degree? Nobody. Michael could never do that. Never. Michael had to have the ball.
Here's a 1986 magazine on the NBA. And remember, this is a league with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, and Dr. J.
LeBron can do it.
League with all of these all-time great players, everyone agreed that Larry Bird was the best, because in 1984, 1985, and 1986, Larry Bird won MVP back to back to back.
Hearing that is tough. I don't think nobody in this generation would ever do that.
In 86 playoffs,
3 MVPs back to back to back.
Faced Michael Jordan head to head, and in Game 1, Michael dropped a spectacular 49 points, but Larry Bird had an all-around game with 30 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals to lead the Celtics to a victory. By Game 2, MJ had a revelation.
And this is Game 2 of the best-of-5 first-round action, and the Celtics will try to make it 2 in a row over the Bulls.
We really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
But he sure did try, because Jordan turned on God mode and broke the record for the most points ever scored in a playoff game.
Lead in the first half of the game against the Celtics Thursday. Jordan trying to Fake Bird can't do it. Gets the
Okay.
jumper, but Bird played pretty well defensively against
Bro, I
Jordan.
want to
I know
see
we
highlights
started
when it's
Ben
just them two
Johnson
guarding
out on
each
him,
other.
Then we went with Danny Ainge, myself, with then Bill Walton, and we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he really didn't need to penetrate that much.
Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan, and that ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader. Jordan with 8 on the clock. Jordan.
You see how tough that is? Like, bro, this is what I'm telling you. I would love to play against Michael Jordan, but I cannot be on your team. Bro, this is a great shot. Great shot. He had somebody wide open. Like, bro, he is wide open.
Jordan.
Great shot, though.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record. Oh, boy. Michael Jordan.
131. God
Incredible
dang.
playoff performance. I've never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't
Thanks.
Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
Y'all
But
better,
Larry
y'all better stop
Bird
saying
left
people God. What
the
is
most
going on?
important statistic of all, the W.
10 on the clock. Bird, pick and roll parry.
See what I mean, bro? He passes the ball. He gets his teammates involved.
Victory for the Boston Celtics
I've
to
never
take a
said that
2-0
about
lead
Jordan.
over Chicago in their best of 5.
Michael Jordan didn't beat Larry Bird. You showed Michael Jordan going between his legs one time in the highlights, against Larry Bird. And that was the game he got 63.
That's when he dropped 63 on Bird. Yes. Yeah,
But
that's
if
when he got
memory
63.
serves me correct,
You see, like, when people bring up when Michael Jordan, bro, like, if that was LeBron and he scored 70, 80, they wouldn't care as long as it's the win. But when you talk about Michael Jordan, you're not allowed to say anything bad. I don't get that. He didn't win. If he was never to ever beat Larry Bird, how can you say he's better? That's what I really want to understand. Is it rings? Is it the rings? Because if he was never able to beat Larry Bird, bro, if Larry Bird was to stay healthy, bro, that's crazy.
they got
He lost.
swept. No, not lost. They got swept. Okay.
Michael Jordan got swept against Larry Bird. How come y'all don't bring this? I've never heard this in an argument. I've never heard this in an argument about it's like y'all try to hide so much about Michael Jordan like he's not human. Like, it's like with Michael Jordan, y'all see him as this alien-like thing when he's human. I don't, bro.
Swept. No, not lost. They got swept.
He got swept in the playoffs. That's
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass, did we not? I rest my case.
Larry Bird went on to win his 3rd championship that year. And the following year, when Larry faced MJ in the playoffs, it happened again.
Side. Larry Bird against Banks. Rubs him around a Perry screen, drives it down the lane, and lays
he
it
got
in
swept
with the right
again.
hand. Michael Jordan with 30 points in this game, so he was 30 or better in all 3 playoff games. Bird's got 31 in the game and 14 in the 4th quarter. Bullseye. Boston has kept it in good hands in the 4th.
Dang! But what, bro? And look, and I want you to. I'm gonna say this here right now, bro. If you finna say this don't count because Michael Jordan was a rookie or something like that, I don't want to hear that. Y'all still bring up everything with LeBron, good or bad. I don't want to hear that. He was a rookie. I don't want to hear that. If he's better than Larry Bird, how come he couldn't beat him? If it was the team thing, how come when LeBron was on the Cavaliers early in his career, y'all say he should have did better? Say the same thing for Michael Jordan. Stop that. Stop that. But they're trying to hurt him.
Final score in Chicago
That's a
Stadium.
whole claw mark.
The Boston Celtics
Like you out there playing with
sweep the
Wolverine.
Bulls out
They trying to hurt
105
you.
to 94. Too much Celtic talent. Too much Celtic experience.
That boy is
For a
upset.
Bulls team lacking in
Don't
both
get
areas.
mad. Get a win, bro.
Yes, Larry Bird in back-to-back years swept Michael Jordan in the playoff.
The fact that he got swept twice back to back and LeBron got swept once and that everybody made a big deal about that, but I didn't see nothing on SportsCenter about Michael Jordan getting swept twice. Why are y'all trying to protect this man? What did he... Bro, this is crazy. This is crazy. What did he do? What did he do? Why y'all trying to protect this man? Y'all, why can't somebody go on Sports Center and say something bad about Michael Jordan without being looked as crazy?
So if Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird.
What does that make Larry Bird?
What does that make Larry Bird?
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, to be fair, at that point, Michael Jordan didn't have his best teammate.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that because when LeBron didn't have a good team and he got and he went to Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, everybody said that's a super team. But since he couldn't do it, and he got Scottie Pippen, he got Dennis Rodman, he got Steve Kerr, he got everybody around him. He got the pieces. Nobody said that's a super team. They just say, oh, well, he needed help. But when LeBron needs help, it's a problem. I don't, bro. Y'all
Pippen
bro.
yet. When Scottie Pippen arrived,
I don't like looking at these videos because I get a headache,
closer
bro.
and more intense.
Like, y'all don't make sense to me.
In the video, I'll let you see exactly what happened when Larry Bird faced a prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Because Larry Bird did something so miraculously impressive, no other man in the history of basketball can say they've done.
Okay,
but
so
after Bird
so he has Larry Bird. He has Scottie Pippen. Like, this is a good team. So let's see.
Can say they've done. But after Bird swept Jordan back-to-back years in the playoffs, that very next year in 1988, Michael Jordan had statistically the best season ever, where he won the scoring title at 35 points per game, the steals title, the MVP, the defensive player of the year, the All-Star game.
I don't think nobody will ever do that. Nobody would ever do that. That's tough. If he would have won the 3-point contest, that would have been crazy. But that's tough. That's tough.
He faced Larry Bird 4 times that year. And this is how it went. Game 1. Tough battle. Bird wins. Game 2. MJ has a historic 50-point game to win by 10. Game 3. Larry's revenge. After that previous loss, I'm sure Larry Bird had that rematch circled on his calendar.
Facts.
Because he ended up with 33, 8, and 7 and blew MJ out by 30 points. Game 4. MJ had an impressive performance with 39 points and 8 assists. But Larry Legend had 44 points and 10 rebounds. But most importantly, a win versus Michael Jordan in his statistically best season ever. And though Michael Jordan didn't face Bird again that year in the playoffs, Jordan did face Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons. And I'll let Isaiah Thomas tell you exactly how he recalls that year and the rest of the 80s.
So Michael Jordan in the 80s, the best year that he had was he was the MVP of the league and the defensive player of the year. I believe that was in 88.
Yes. That's tough. I don't care. Fan or not, that's tough.
4-1. I'm going to say that again. 4-1. They won one game, Stephen A. And he never beat Larry Bird. He never beat Magic and Kareem. He never won. And all I'm saying is in the 80s, what I remember in the 80s, it was Philadelphia with Dr. J, Magic, Kareem, Bert, Michael Jordan. He was a non-factor.
A non-factor.
I'm not gonna cap. Saying that, it's tough. That's crazy. That's so disrespectful. Saying that you were a non-factor after you just won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. And if you're gonna say that he's jealous because he wasn't on the team or something like that, you sound dumb. Please stop that. That's so stupid to say. That's so dumb to say. A grown man is gonna hold a grudge that long. That's so dumb. That's so crazy. That's just proof to say that you can't say nothing wrong about Michael Jordan. That's crazy. This man was a non-factor to other teams. He couldn't beat the Pistons, they just said, or something.
Swept MJ. He did go on to beat Larry Bird in 6 games. And many people touted the Detroit defense
for
holding. Thomas swept MJ.
Wait, what?
But after Isaiah Thomas swept MJ,
he got swept 3 dip.
He did go on to beat Larry Bird in 6 games. And many people touted the Detroit defense for holding Larry Bird to under 20 points per game. But what many don't include in that story is that Larry Bird was noticeably injured with painful bone spurs in both feet. So only because of injuries, for the first time in 5 seasons, Larry Bird would not make the NBA Finals.
That's tough.
Starting the following year, Larry Bird had season-ending surgery on both feet after playing only 6 games. But
tough.
Sadly, it only got worse because that following offseason, Larry Bird broke his back and was never the same again. But even as Larry Bird's entire...
I'm telling you, if the 80s and the 90s would have had great like trainers, like, you know, like stuff like that, like the NBA has now, bro, Larry Bird would have been dangerous.
Him. For some reason, he always played well against Michael Jordan. Almost like he had a personal vendetta against Jordan.
Almost like it was too easy.
I think I know why. When Michael Jordan was in college, he actually played an exhibition game against Larry Bird. Jordan and a bunch of college players, while preparing for the 1984 Olympics, faced Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA stars. The goal was to toughen the college kids up before they headed to the Olympics. So during pre-game warm-ups...
I love Larry, but bro, I'm taking that.
Before they headed to the Olympics.
Respectfully, I'm taking that. Don't drew like that in front of me. I'm taking that.
Jordan chased the loose ball to the other end of the court, Larry Bird picked the ball up. But instead of handing it to Jordan, Bird kicked the ball over Jordan's head to the opposite end of the court.
That's
and
tough.
I guess you could say Michael Jordan took that personally.
Bird, we have to fight.
Now look at Marcy. Really? Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You going to do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
You should have took it personal enough
Jordan
and won in a playoff series.
A young Michael Jordan actually carried a team full of college players past a prime Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA players. Michael Jordan won the battle, but Larry Bird won the war. I think Larry Bird took that loss personally, because Jordan never really got the best of Larry Bird ever again. When Larry Bird finally returned to the court after missing basically an entire season with foot surgery and a back injury, he faced prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in a regular season game. The teams went back and forth.
Bagley against Paxson, telling the shot clock. Jordan on Bird. Quick feed.
That's though. He has though. His passing is.
Jordan with the steal. Scottie Pippen ahead to Jordan. Michael for the dunk. Bird against Pippen. Bird working on Pippen one-on-one. Hits the fadeaway.
And with 10 seconds to go, it was a tie game. The Celtics had the ball, and the Bulls put their two best defenders, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, both on Larry Bird, because everyone knows who the ball is going to. And then this happened.
Let's see if they wind it all the way down. Inside Bird low. You can't double yet. Now you can quickly. Bird's jumper. Good.
That's tough. That's oh my. I thought he was gonna miss. That's broken back, bro. It's like, bro, Michael Jordan couldn't beat this man.
You can't double yet.
Michael Jordan couldn't beat this man.
Bird's jumper. Good. 3.66.
But Michael Jordan was so clutch. He had so, bro. This would have been LeBron. This would have, bro.
Everybody in this building had to know it was going on. Michael came over to help out. Celtics lead with 3.6 seconds here, 102 to 100.
A game-winning shot while being double-teamed by both Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, two of the best defenders of all time.
Bro, that's tough.
Somehow the word clutch doesn't even begin to describe the greatness of Larry Bird when the game was on the line. But maybe a quote from NBA Hall of Fame coach, executive, and former player Pat Riley can explain.
Pat.
In an interview, when comparing Larry Bird and Michael Jordan's clutchness, Pat Riley said this iconic quote: "If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save a game, I'd choose Michael Jordan." If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save my life, I'd take Larry Bird.
That's crazy.
As Larry Bird was on his last legs and Michael Jordan was starting his dynasty in 1991, Larry Bird mustered up enough strength to battle MJ again in one of the last great duels between the two.
Gamble came up with the steal. Here's Bird. Yes.
His mid-range is so deadly. His shot is butter, man.
Chicago 67. Jordan eluding a triple team. Reggie Lewis. Larry Bird.
This battle between two all-time greats came down to the wire.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
In overtime, it was a tie game with 0.4 seconds on the clock, and the Chicago Bulls had the ball.
Pippen now will look to throw in. 0.4 of a second. And here is Jordan with the play. Yes! Oh, it's waved off.
I remember that. That was tough. If that would have counted, man, payback.
Ooh, he almost had it. After Jordan's possible game winner was waved off, Larry Bird, on 4 straight possessions in double overtime, did this.
Jordan. It's great to hear all these coaches talk about they're really concerned.
Bro, that man could not guard him, and they kept playing him on him.
About the minutes building up, they want to be fresh going into the playoffs until overtime number 2. Bird. Yes. Larry Bird heating it out to go in the second overtime. Bird with the fake.
Bro, that's tough, bro. That's tough. Coach, take me out. I cannot guard this man. Coach! See, I would have told him right there. I don't want to guard him no more.
The crowd couldn't help but
Mike,
chant
you guard
the
him,
name
man.
of the greatest player of all time.
Shook his head and said, this guy's too much. And the chant of Larry. Lee Brown beat John Paxson off the pitch. And the second overtime, and that will do it.
But that's crazy that they all had to go into the thing together. You know how many fights would have happened if they really didn't like each other?
The Celtics held on to win that game, but that year, Michael Jordan won his first championship versus Magic Johnson in the finals, and his dynasty had officially begun.
Larry and I were talking, and Michael walks in, and he says, "There's a new sheriff in town." And we both hit each other like, well, he's not lying.
Larry Bird retired after that next season, but not before he took the court with Michael Jordan one last time. Except this time, it would be on the same team in what many would call the greatest team ever assembled, the 1992 Dream Team.
And rebounded by Jordan.
Perez may have realized that may be his best opportunity to get an open look in transition.
Magic with the pass that misfired. Jordan with the behind.
Tough.
Save. Here's Bird. Yes.
Nasty pass. Tough.
And you just knew that Larry Bird was not going to miss that shot after the great save by Michael Jordan.
Larry, I hear that you retired. Thank goodness. I'm glad. I'm tired of seeing your face. Well, a lot of sad memories to me, but I enjoyed you tremendously. I wish you a lot of luck. And I think you had a very wonderful career, even though you probably ruined a lot of my successful games against the Boston Celtics. And I'll see you somewhere along the road, somewhere playing golf.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass. I rest my case.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, bro. To this, bro, I don't know. You have to, bro, y'all have to let me know down below how is he better. And don't bring up the rings. Let me know. This video, like these videos that I'm watching, is proving to me that Larry Bird might be, bro, he might be better. But man, If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below what you want me to react to next. Don't forget to follow my Instagram at tv.doug. Hey, yeah, man. I'm out.